I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps as a combat engineer. Our saying was we are the jack of all trades and a master of none. To me, this lens embodies that exact same style. The Sigma 28 to 45 1.8 for full frame or the 18 to 35 for APS-C. It's not going to give you anything crazy, but it's going to give you the exact same performance every single time without failure. You're not going to have to worry about different characteristics, and it just gets the job done. Now, yes, they are still lens, but to me, they are the best bang for your buck and the best overall versatile lens you can get on the market. So, a problem I've seen with a lot of different cinema lenses is the characteristics that come with them. For example, the Blazar Remus versus the Blazar Mantis. The Remus has a very soft quality with a really harsh fall off on the edges that make your distortion on the sides look crazy. But the Mantis, on the other hand, is sharper with an overall look. Now, this is great for an artistic point of view when you want to change up the look of your scene, depending on how you're shooting it, if it's a feature film or not. But what if you're just looking for a lens that doesn't have any specific characteristics? It's just neutral. It's just whatever you see on the camera, you don't need to change your white balance. It's just going to look the way it is, right? And that's why I like neutral. I have a few different lenses. I have a Vespid 40mm. I have a Rokinon 50mm 1.5. I have a 14mm, and I have a bunch of other ones. And all these lenses have different characteristics, different tones. The one I use the most is the Sigma Art 28 to 45 1.8. Simply put, there's no look to it. There's no tone difference. It's just natural. To me, I can go out into the world and what I see with my eyes is what the lens sees. And I don't have to mess around with it in post. The sharpness on the edges is great. There is no fall off. The micro contrast, it doesn't punch in. It doesn't make you look a little too oversaturated. It grades really well with my S1 II that I'm filming this on. Right now I'm filming with the Canon EF 1.4. But yeah, the Sigma 28 to 45 I think is just overall the best neutral lens you could possibly buy. Now let's talk about like different lens manufacturers, right? Like for instance, Sigma is in California. So I'm gonna see, so if you can see, my lens has a big chip in the front element. I'm okay with it, and it doesn't affect anything. I can put NDs on, it doesn't matter to me. But if I really wanted to, I could easily go to the Sigma Corporation office and ask to get an accessory for my own lens. Now, obviously that's because I'm in California, but like, for example, Tamron, they don't have a corporate office that's in the States. So you need to deal with international shipping, customs, like and all these different issues that you're gonna have with different manufacturers. To me, the performance of the lens works, right? Autofocus, sharp as a tack. You know, obviously there's no hard stops in the focus. Like that's obvious because it's a stills lens. But also the zoom ring clicks in pretty well at the 28 to 45 range. And also there's a D-click and click aperture. So, but talk about price. Prices are a little expensive, obviously. I think right now the 28 to 45 1.8 stills version, because there's a cinema version, but the stills version goes for about $1,400. The cinema version, on the other hand, goes for about $3,300. Now, they're the exact same glass, the exact same elements in it, but one obviously is a cinema body, so it has the focus throw on it, and it has hard stops and everything else, but it also has autofocus. So if you're looking for a do-it-all cinema lens on that side, go for the cinema version if you have the money. For me, I have the stills lens. It works just the same image quality. Old prime lenses were usually sharper than zoom lenses because obviously the front element would extend partially when you're zooming or when you're focusing. But this rivals the same primes, and it gives me a few different, focal lengths. But this is the one I have on my camera 99% of the time. I have a TT Arsons 40mm that I love, but honestly, if I just need all reliable, this is it. And yes, it's the bigger brother of the 1835 1.8. We know that. Zoom lenses are now in the same quality as prime lenses. We don't need to debate that fact anymore. The charts are out there. The idea that I can get the exact same image quality out of this zoom lens as I can as a prime lens is fantastic. I don't need to worry about changing lenses. And if I really need to, I can crop in post because I'm shooting in 5K, 6K. So I can crop in slightly if I need to. Okay, cool. Now I have extra range. On top of that, the S1 II that I'm shooting on also has hybrid zoom. So no longer is my 28 to 45 just a 28 to 45. It's now a 28 to 67, I believe. So I actually have like an extra 22 millimeters of range on my lens. Now let's talk about why different lenses are good for different scenarios. So if I'm shooting like a narrative film that I want a specific look, I'm gonna go for my Vespid 40 millimeter or my Rokinon 50 millimeter. The Vespid shoots warm. It's a warmer tone, so if I have to like cool it down in post, if I want to keep the white balanced. And then the opposite side, the Rokinon is cold, and it's a 1.5. It's not sharp in the middle, and it really kind of falls off quickly on the edges, so you get that bokeh and blurry background, whatever. And that's for those specific tonalities, right? So the Vespid, good micro contrast, sharp on the edges. It's pretty neutral in the terms of the sharpness around the edges. There's no fall off, but if I don't want like warm tones, I don't want to pick this up. And that's where the Sigma 28 to 45 shines. There's no tint change, there's no contrast change, it's just simple. Obviously, you're not going to get swirly bokeh like the Helios 44-2 where it's got the crazy bokeh on the sides, or the TT Artisans 75mm 1.5. But the 1.8 on this is fantastic. It's a f1.8, so a T2. The separation from your subject to the background, it pops really well. There's a good 3D image to it. The only issue with those other lenses though is that if I'm going for a specific look, I am dialed into that look immediately. I can't change it in post. And if I do, it's gonna be a headache. You know, it does give me a specific je ne sais quoi, it gives me a specific feel, right? Like the TT Artisan 75mm gives the same style of bokeh as the Helios, so it makes your character feel paranoid. It gives them that really close-up feeling, and it, you know, creates that depth. But this, it's sweet, right? Like it's like your favorite ice cream flavor. The other thing about those lenses is that they're really expensive. You know, for a single prime lens, to give this simple characteristic, you need to either rent them or you buy them outright. And right now the Vespids, I think I bought mine for about $700 on Facebook Marketplace. But if you're looking for these specialized lenses, they cost a lot. Now, yes, is this about $1,300 to $1,400? Yes, but I can dirty up the image with a filter. I can do it in post. And it covers so much of the range that I need that I'm not constantly trying to fight to put a new lens on in the middle of things. So I personally recommend the Sigma 28 to 45 1.8 for everything I do. If I need a specialty shot, I will reach out and get my cinema lenses. But for 99% of the work that I do, whether it be stills or video, I'm choosing this bad boy. It's the best bang for your buck. It's a little expensive, but realistically it gets the job done. It's like a hammer. You know, it's just gonna hit the nails the correct way. You don't need to worry about the head breaking. So if you're shopping right now for a lens and you don't know what to buy, I would suggest getting the Sigma 18 to 35 1.8 in APS-C, and then, you know, putting in a full frame. You're gonna have a vignette, but you can also crop in with the sensor. But it's the best bang for your buck that's gonna cover a lot of the bases that you need, and it doesn't give you anything that you don't. It simply works all the time. I hope you have a good one.